Welcome to the webinar. I'm Lori Burns, an NSCC EAL support specialist. This pronunciation webinar will focus on ED endings. Let's get started. The objectives for this webinar are to identify and practice voiced and unvoiced sounds in English, and to investigate and practice ED ending pronunciation. As we will see, ED endings are pronounced in three distinct ways. How would you say these verbs in the past tense? Listen to me say them. Play, played. Match, matched. Rent, rented. End, ended. Did you notice the ED endings were pronounced differently? They all have a slightly different ending sound. Before we look closer at ED endings, we need to review voiced and unvoiced sounds. In the English language, some sounds are considered voice sounds, and some are considered unvoiced sounds. Voice sounds come from your throat. If you place your hand on your throat, you can feel your throat vibrate when you make that sound. Vibrating is like when your phone vibrates. There is some slight movement or buzzing. Some examples of voice sounds include B, G, J, L, M, N, R, V, and Z. Your throat doesn't vibrate when you make these sounds. The effort is coming from the mouth, including lips, tongue, and teeth. Some examples of unvoiced sounds are ch, sh, S, P, F, X, K. Repeat these sounds and think about what your mouth is doing when you make these sounds. Let's practice some voice sounds together. Place your hand on your throat to feel the vibration and speak loudly. Don't say the name of the letter, but instead say the sound that each letter makes. Listen to me say them. The letter B makes a B sound. The letter G makes a G sound. The letter M makes sound. The letter V makes V sound. The letter J makes J sound. The letter L makes L sound. The letter N makes N sound. The letter R makes R sound. The letter Z makes Z sound. Now let's practice some unvoiced sounds. Unvoiced sounds come from your mouth and teeth and tongue. Your throat will not vibrate when you make these sounds. Remember, don't say the name of the letter, say the sound that each letter or group of letters makes. The letter CH make ch sound. The sound is coming from your mouth. If you place your hand on your throat, you will not feel any vibration. The letters SH make a sh sound. The letter P makes a P sound. The letter F makes a F sound. X makes a X sound. K makes a K sound. Now let's look at ED endings. ED endings can be pronounced in three different ways. For verbs ending in a T or D sound, notice that I said a T or D sound and not the letter T or letter D. These verbs will have an ending that sounds like id. An example of this is the verb trust. The verb trust ends with a T sound. Trust in the past tense becomes trusted. For verbs ending in a voice sound, these verbs will have an ending that is voiced. An example of this is the verb call. The verb call ends with the voiced L sound. Call in the past tense becomes called. For verbs ending in an unvoiced sound, these verbs will have an ending that sounds unvoiced. An example of this is the verb fix. The verb fix ends with an unvoiced sound. Fixed in the past tense becomes fixed. Let's practice together. Verbs ending in a t sound will have an ending that sounds like id. For example, started, waited, rejected, objected, existed, connected, rented, respected, expected, inspected, cheated, appreciate it, repeat it, speculate it. As a note, spelling is not too complicated for these words. Most have an ed or a d to end the word. Let's practice together. Now, let's try some verbs ending in a d sound. Needed, succeed, decided, avoided, end it, expanded, remind it, defend it, guard it, amended, pretended, winded, included, and concluded. As a note, spelling is not too complicated for these words. Most have an ed or a d to end the word. We will now look at some examples of verbs ending in on-voice sounds. Remember that verbs ending in on-voice sounds will have an ending that sounds like t, t. Some verbs ending in a ch sound are, I will read them from top to bottom: reached, matched, punched, crunched, searched. Some verbs ending in a sh sound are rushed, brushed, crashed, pushed, crushed. Some verbs ending in an S sound are missed, guessed, forced, tossed, dressed. Some verbs ending in a P sound are swamped, topped, striped, camped, leaped. Some verbs ending in an FX sound are fixed, taxed, laughed, relaxed, staffed. Some verbs ending in a K sound are liked, asked, worked, checked, and sulked. Like the previous slide, spelling is not too complicated for these words either. Most have an ed or a d to end the word. Some words, though, like top, get an added p and is spelled topped. Make sure you check spelling when writing these words. Finally, we will take a look at verbs ending in voice sounds. Verbs ending in voice sounds will have an ending that sounds like d, duh. Here are some examples. Listen to the N sound: robbed, scrubbed, sobbed, hugged, chugged, belonged, judged, challenged, managed, killed, pulled, traveled, jammed, claimed, tamed, turned, warned, explained, entered, appeared, compared, arrived, saved, observed, raised, sneezed, teased, annoyed, played, lied. Did you hear the D sound with the ED ending? Like the previous slides, spelling is not too complicated for these words either. Most have an ED or a D to end the word. Some words, though, like hug, get an added G and is spelled HUGGED. Make sure you check spelling when writing these words. Thank you for listening to the webinar. On the screen, you will see that there are many available resources for NSCC students. Please take some time to explore them. Visit the NSCC EAL page to view the schedules for upcoming EAL webinars, to book an appointment with an EAL support specialist, and to use the EAL guide for additional resources to help increase your language learning. You can find all of these resources on the Learning Supports Connect page and link on the screen. Connect is NSCC's intranet and requires your NSCC W number and login. References: